Donald Trump is the only president that's ever sat in that White House that is not a descendant of slave owners.
Now, I want you to understand me. This is not to scare you. Like I always say, this to prepare you. They're getting ready to stage a false flag event. Something monolithic, something catastrophic, and something soul-shaking is getting ready to come on the horizon.
Come on, man.
What does that part of the code do? This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use
Y'all hearing this?
AES encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IV.
Dog.
I want you to know that those who believe in the ancient mystery religion do not have a similar concern. They believe that murder is acceptable if it protects the secret. The Masonic Lodge has two layers inside, those who know the secret and those who do not.
Welcome to Daily REW, the wildest ride on YouTube where we react to the most outrageous, mind-blowing viral videos and crazy news stories from around the world. Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. So, buckle up, get your popcorn ready, hit that like button, subscribe, share, and let's get weird.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, broke today. I paid my bills and I'm not okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. I gotta wake up and do that shit again. 11, 12, 13. Why won't these bills stop hurting?
It has just been confirmed that church is officially cancelled in the UK. The Church of England, which every English person knows about, every English town and city in the UK has a Church of England church just round the corner. They have now decided that they are dropping the word church and instead calling it community.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And they've got £80 million worth of funding to do so. But it gets worse. Instead of having Bible study and prayer in a church, they've decided, no. We need to be more modern. We need to swap that for countryside walks. And honestly, the way the Church of England is now going, I would not be surprised if the next Archbishop of Canterbury is Chris Packman. You think I'm joking? This is embarrassing. And the big question that needs to be asked is, has anyone ever asked Jesus Christ what he thinks about this? Has anyone ever asked Jesus Christ? Because didn't Christ himself say, I will build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail against it? This is not your church, O Church of England. The leaders of the Church of England, you have no right to say you are dropping a word that has been there since the very beginning of the church, since God himself ordained and worked through the people, the local body of Christ, and called it the church. You have no right to change it.
You're drunk right now.
And that's not going to change.
You kind of have a drinking problem.
I recognize the problem.
Well, fair enough. Okay, we're live. Kamala Harris, welcome. And I see you brought your emotional support dog with you today, which is great. Before I came in, your campaign staff out there gave me this list of really great softball questions that I'm allowed to ask. Help stay true to the spirit of journalism, so thanks for that. Thought I might stray from the list just a tiny little bit. Now, I think you'd agree this is an intense election. Like recently, your political opponent, President Trump, was almost assassinated. And I am sure y'all at the White House are working tirelessly to find out who orchestrated this whole thing. Y'all have any leads about who did it?
We did it.
What? Who did?
Joe Biden and I, to be honest.
Really? He was shot.
I'll say that that's good work.
Oh, that's... wow, I can't believe it. Do you feel any remorse?
No, not at all.
Oh.
There's more to do, but that's good work.
Wait, so you would try it again?
Yes, I would.
Seriously?
I would. I think...
Well, obviously, the guy you used on the first try wasn't successful. So who would you use on the next attempt?
No one in particular.
But I'm sure you've discussed who it might be. Did you talk to Hillary? Did she have anything to say about it?
Oh, she had a lot to talk about. She had a lot.
Of course she did. When did you talk to her?
It was a Sunday.
Good God, that's even more demonic. Tim, are you on board with all this?
I think people know who I am.
Yeah, they do. You guys could go to prison for this.
Next question, please.
Yeah.
No, seriously, this is a major crime. This is a big deal. One more question on this, please. All right, your resting bitch face tells me you really want to move on, so we shall. Let's talk about moving forward. You make a lot of great promises about what you'll do if you get into office. But you've been in office for almost 4 years, and most things have objectively gotten much worse. The border, crime, inflation, it's pretty bad. How could you let this happen?
In large part, all of that because of mismanagement.
Yeah, I guess that would be it.
That is the reality of it in 4 years of being vice president.
But I'd like to imagine how you will do things has no correlation to how you've always done things. So if you do win this definitely not rigged election, what would you do specifically to fix all the problems in our country?
Let me be very clear. When we do what we have done, I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do and how it does so matters. And to do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. But I will say this. So I'm very clear about where I stand. My values have not changed. I kept my word and I will keep my word. When we do what we did, which is part of the American dream.
It sounds like a very well thought out strategy. If you win, will that be like a bill you sign or something?
I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
Very good. Now that we clearly understand how exactly you'll turn the country around. Tim, I forgot you were alive over there, buddy. As governor, the accomplishment you're most known for is getting tampons into all the boys' restrooms in schools.
We did it in Minnesota.
You sure did. And you did it when nobody else wanted to. People were saying things like, it's unnecessary or it's a stupid idea. But you knew the importance of it. And presumably, this came from your positive exposure to tampons during your formative years as a boy. What did it mean to you when you put your first tampon in?
It was just such a visceral, emotional moment that I'm grateful I got to experience it.
I think history is going to show that in so many ways it was transformative.
Yes, I think we're all touched by Tim's bravery around tampons. But now let's close with some rapid fire questions. Kamala, who's the biggest dipshit you've ever known?
Well, my first thought was not about me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, no, I meant the biggest dipshit you've ever known, aside from yourself.
I have served with President Biden for almost 4 years now.
Right. Now, you've known the Obamas for a while now. Did Michael confide in you when he wanted to transition to being a Michelle?
And the phone rang, and he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, are you sure?
What'd he say?
And he said, yes.
Fantastic. Now, Madam Vice President, on the monitor, you can see you in the process of sleeping your way to the top by way of a photograph of you with Montel Williams and another side girl. Have you seen this photograph before?
But I did see that photograph, and I was deeply touched by it.
The left criticizes Trump for sleeping with side girls, but you are a side girl running for the same presidency. How does that feel?
It's very humbling. It's very humbling in many ways.
Do you have any morals?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Fair enough. Kamala and Tim, you both come across so well on camera. Fantastic, actually. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and just be so interesting.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
What? Tim Walz is thanking me? What an honor. You know what, Tim? You're welcome. And thank you for all your service overseas.
In Seattle, people ask me why Walmarts are closing. The answer is simple. When I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases. So if we have problems in Yemen, the Special Forces takes over the Walmart in Yemen. You can order a helicopter and nuclear weapons on the Walmart logistics system.
What a fox!
There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 to the Walmart program.
What?
So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off, go away, no unemployment, get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base. The specific logistics program I was trained on in California It's the same program they use at Walmart. The Walmarts are federal military posts. How many Walmarts they have, they get extra money from the government. And when the government takes over, they get a fortune from the government. Those products are redistributed to other Walmarts. In addition, the American dollar is no longer being accepted in a lot of countries. Walmart can't get products. Nobody will exchange the American dollar for the toys that we're getting at Walmart. Sorry, it's the way it is. The end game is here. Folks, if you get laid off from Walmart and Home Depot, they're federal, they're similar to colleges that are federal repositories like Humboldt State University, where they have underground battalion headquarters, Evergreen State College in Washington. Thousands of colleges have pre-prepared military bases underneath them. The Walmarts and the Home Depots are the same way. So if you're working for Home Depot and you get laid off, go to another one. But that's likely to get laid off. Because as poodly hits the fan, this is what is in our Department of Defense manuals, to seize the Home Depots and to seize the Walmarts and use their logistics program to order our weapons to kill us. It's the way it is. Sorry. I've been trained on it. I'm one of the few officers that was trained on the Walmart program. The entire class was enlisted except me. Anyway, thank you. You have a wonderful day. And I wish you...
Should we be worried?
Now, I want you to understand me. This is not to scare you. Like I always say, this to prepare you. But they're getting ready to stage a false flag event. Something monolithic, something catastrophic, and something soul-shaking is getting ready to come on the horizon. Once this false flag is implemented, and once it is successful, and it will be, they will close off the borders. So if there's anywhere around the country that you need to go to be with your family or to be with other believers, your best bet is to get your money out of the bank, and you need to move there now. Do not wait for something to happen, because something will happen. I don't know the day or the hour. It brings me no pleasure bringing this information. Trust me, I wish that there was more time to hang with family and friends and children and like-minded individuals, but we don't have that time anymore. We're not afforded that time anymore. The only reason why the sun still shines, the only reason why the sun still rises in the morning and sets in the evening is because of God's mercy. The thing is what I want you to understand is that these things are written in the Bibles are coming to pass. There is no more time for frivolous activities. There is no more time going to strip clubs, watching football games and basketball games, and playtime at the park. Now, I'm not telling you not to have simple and innocent activities, but be aware. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to the people that are around you. These are not normal days. Strange. These days are weird, and they're only going to get more weird as we go on into eternity. We already know that this is the last election. If you have common sense, if you have discernment, if you have the Holy Spirit, you know for a fact that there is no more elections after this. You know for a fact that the world is on fire and that the fire is only going to increase when those nuclear missiles come. Texas, California, New York, Chicago, Memphis, Georgia, wherever you may be, all hell is getting ready to break loose if it hasn't already broken loose. If you haven't paid attention, look around the world. People are uprising, people are destroying property, and people are tired of depression. A lot of people are losing their lives for telling the truth, and a lot of people are being locked up for exposing the truth. And that's fine. Salute to them. But what we all have to understand is, as adults, we are in charge of leading those who do not know what's going on. And the reason why I keep coming with these messages is because it's imperative and it is important for people to know that the reality that they live in is not what it seems to be. Your money is useless. Your house is not yours. Your car is not yours. Your job is not yours. Your life is not yours. We are only here for a time and a season. And that time now is the Great Tribulation, which is getting ready to happen. And for those of you out there who are looking for a rapture, sorry to tell you, but that's not coming. Jesus said, he that endures until the end shall be saved. The thing is this escape mentality is disgusting. It's cowardly, and it is not of honor and has no courage in it. If you are a saint of God, you are willing to die and fight. Let God decide if he wants to remove you. But until that time comes, you need to be prepared to stand for the truth, speak the truth, and fight until they kill you. Now, a lot of you will be flown out to the Roman Colosseum, the ancient Roman Colosseum, where they used to feed the Israelites to lions and had them battle gladiators. It's okay. Don't be afraid, because these days are coming and they are upon us. And as you've seen in my prior videos, I've covered the job losses that have happened and that are going to happen. I've talked about the banks that are going to crash, and they are going to crash. See, the elites, Pepe Orsini, the black, gray, and white Pope, the Zionists, they already know what's getting ready to happen. They want you to vote in this useless election, and they want you to think that you have an opinion. You don't have an opinion. They look at you like goyim, which is doo-doo. They don't respect your mind. They don't respect your family. They don't respect your values. They don't respect your morals. The only thing they respect is blood, and they're coming for blood. And this is one thing that will always be true. Your enemy only has pleasure in killing you if you're not ready to die. There is no pleasure in killing a man if he's already ready to die. And the question is, are you ready to die for what you believe in? Are you ready to stand for what you believe in? Are you ready to be locked up and incarcerated for what you believe in? We're fixing to see, because the Bible says, and in that time shall it be known who my people are. If you God's people, you're ready to go to war. Jesus said, endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Are you a soldier? You ready to endure? Do you have endurance? Are you built to last? Gonna see. God bless you.
Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only.
So this might be the most serious post I've made yet. I figured out why they hate Donald J. Trump. At first I was a little confused because, you know, he's a billionaire, he's Caucasian, he's pumped money into their campaign for years, but they just hated him all of a sudden, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. But after doing a little bit of research, I finally figured it out. So for the people with the super tight panties that are easily rolled up and it's quick for you to get your panties in a bunch, keep fucking scrolling, because some feelings might get a little hurt in this video. And if you stay and watch it and then your feelings get hurt, then fuck off. I don't give a fuck. I warned you. This is your warning. So if your panties are easy to get in a bunch, do this. Scroll, bitch. So obviously I'm not gonna go all the way down into his birthright and his full length of history, but I'm gonna tell you this. Donald Trump is the only president that's ever sat in that White House that is not a descendant of slave owners. Oh, but he's white, so how come? Well, let me tell you this. Kamala Hamas and Barack Hussein Osama are both descendants of slave owners. Let that sink in. Okay, but that don't explain why they hate Trump. Well, listen then, be patient. Fuck. Be patient. Okay, so what do the Democrats hate most about a particular set of black people? That's right. They hate when blacks really wake up to reality and know that they're really the ones that been fucking up and been holding us back, and then we walk off the plantation. They fucking hate that shit. Oh yeah, but what that got to do with Trump though? Like I said, wait, Jesus. Donald Trump is a New York native, Queens, New York. His daddy had some money. Then his daddy gave him some money, which he took that money and made it into a ginormous fucking empire, the Trump Organization. Now for years and years and years, Donald Trump too was on the Democratic plantation. He was. And for years and years and years, he was cool with black people. Matter of fact, he was the plug for loans when blacks couldn't get money from banks to start their businesses. But even better, not only did he lend them money But when it was time for them to pay it back, he'd take the check, ask them if they love what they're doing in their new business adventure, and when they said yes, he would rip the check and the contract in front of them, tell them congratulations, and wish them best of luck in their business. No return. That's just who he is. For years and years and years, Donald Trump was heavily involved in the progression of the black community. Even though he was on the Democratic plantation. That boy said, shit, well, what am I doing over here? This is the wrong side of history. But not only that, he took all his money over to the Republican side. And not only did he take it there, he fucking ran that shit and beat them motherfuckers. But get what? He didn't stop there. He called them out over and over again. They tried to shut him up, but the more they tried, the more he talked. They beat him, they framed him, they do everything you can possibly think they've been doing to us for years. They did it to him. And when none of it worked, they tried to take him out. Yep, they shot him. Yep, that's right. Donald J. Trump is a wigger. He's a wigger. That boy my wigger. Yeah. November 2024, we voting for my wigger. That boy J.D. Vance also my wigger. So when you go to that poll, better vote my wigger, my wigger, my wigger. My motherfucking wigger. Hey, Trump Vance 24, bruh. Huh. That's my wigger right there.
Interesting, is it not?
Why does Abel Tesfaye really want to leave behind the Weeknd name? Now, let's keep in mind, Abel Tesfaye, aka The Weeknd, is one of, if not the biggest artist in the entire world. And let's be honest, with his new music, Abel seems to be taking a turn in a new direction. And he also stated in quotations, is getting to a place in a time where I'm getting ready to close the Weeknd chapter, saying that I'll still make music, maybe as Abel, maybe as The Weeknd, but I still want to hypothetically kill The Weeknd. And I will, eventually. I'm definitely trying to shed that skin and be reborn. Now, this is a really interesting statement, and do you know why? Because since last year, Abel Tesfaye has spoken out against the industry. And he stated on some occasions that he no longer wants to be associated with a specific part of the industry. And that's where we come to Mr. Lucian Grange. Now, Abel has mentioned that he no longer wants to be associated with specific people as well. One including Drake, one including Diddy. And just like Kanye, he's expressed his dislike for a specific artist that plays the favorite. And so has Kendrick himself as of lately with the beef that he had with Drake, expressing that some people have more rights than others. And there's always one artist that's in the spotlight that everybody seems to dislike. And ever since Abel has started leaning in a different direction, especially away from the Weeknd name, somebody else has been taking that spotlight instead. And you know what's really interesting about Taylor Swift? Some say that Taylor Swift was really young when she started her music career. And let's keep in mind, okay, in 2006, she released her first single, right? But in 2006 as well, she also had her self-titled debut album. And look, people can say what they want, but do they actually think that Taylor is a good artist? Have you heard her sing without auto-tune? And look, I'm not hating on Taylor Swift here, okay? But plants are easy to water, okay? If you know, you know. But it's ironic, right? Because Scott Swift, okay, her daddy, entered into the financial business by becoming a stockbroker, okay? He established the Swift Group. That is a very important group right there. It was a financial advisor group that is part of Merrill Lynch, okay? And just months prior to her releasing her first single, okay, BlackRock acquires Merrill Lynch Investment Management, expanding its retail and international presence. Keyword retail, alright? In that same exact year, okay, Scott Swift, aka her daddy, like I mentioned, allegedly had a really good relationship with somebody named John Thain. Now, John Thain at that time was president and co-COO of Goldman Sachs. And then he was CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. But then during the financial collapse, Thain became the last chairman and CEO of Merrill Lynch & Co. before its merger with Bank of America. And after BlackRock let go of Merrill Lynch and Bank of America acquired them instead, during the 2008 financial crisis, BlackRock played a key role as an advisor to the US government, being hired to analyze and manage the toxic assets in quotations from failing financial institutions like Bear Stearns and AIG, essentially helping to stabilize the market by valuing and selling off those troubled assets. This was due to BlackRock's expertise in managing complex financial instruments like mortgage-backed securities, MBS, which were at the heart of the crisis. And do you know how many billionaires, including Taylor Swift's daddy, made a lot of money off of investment opportunities? For example, after John Thain resigned, ironically, in 2009, after Obama already became president. Ken Lewis, CEO of Bank of America, reportedly forced Thain to step down after several controversies such as the losses at Merrill Lynch, which proved to be far larger than previously estimated, and the award of huge executive bonuses. Now let's keep in mind, okay, and I'm getting to the point of why I'm mentioning all this in the first place. BlackRock and Larry Fink are huge Democratic supporters. And I'm just saying, think outside the box here. Because in 2020, there was a lot of controversy around the presidential election. For example, on a Tuesday morning in 2020, right? The singer posted a short message on Instagram encouraging her 272 million followers to register to vote. And afterward, the website that she directed her fans to recorded more than 35,000 registrations. And the number of 18-year-olds registered was more than double 2022. Now, allegedly, it's not clear exactly how many of the registrations were tied to Swift's Instagram, but that website reported a 1,226% jump in participation in the hour after the post. And ironically, right now, Taylor Swift is in the midst of declaring who she's going to vote for. But I think that's pretty obvious, right? But see, getting back to Abel Tesfaye, okay? Abel has stated very clearly that he will not use his platform to influence anybody into doing anything. He stated very clearly that he feels as if that's somebody that he used to be. And you know what's ironic, because Lucian Grange himself has a very big opinion in politics as well. I'm sure it's obvious as to what side he's leaning towards as well. I mean, you could just obviously take a look at Universal Music's top shareholders, or look at UMG's ties with Lear Cohen. I mean, that's a big rabbit hole in itself to dive into. And if anybody wants me to do that, I gladly will. Because let's just say there's another side of the music industry that you might not even know about. And let's just also say that frequencies work in mysterious ways. But as for Abel, I'm very glad that he's stepping off in a different direction. And as for Taylor Swift, I'm pretty sure it's obvious by now as to where her loyalty really lies.
September, a new state law will require public schools to provide free menstrual products in all gender bathrooms and at least one men's bathroom. Brookfield High School started the mandate early by placing a dispenser with tampons in a boy's bathroom.
Yeah, but within minutes, that dispenser was ripped off the wall. NBC Kinetic's Briseda Landaverde joining us live now in Brookfield with more details on that. Hi, Briseda.
Yeah, good evening, Amber and Kevin. Now, we're told that the high school principal sent a letter to families notifying them that within just 20 minutes of that tampon dispenser being placed, it was vandalized. Now, NBC Connecticut has not independently obtained a copy of that letter. There is mixed reaction in Brookfield and surrounding towns after female hygiene products were placed in a boy's bathroom at the high school in town.
There's never any excuse for vandalism, but I am a firm believer that tampons don't belong in the boys' bathroom.
I think that people who have a certain gender, who identify with a certain gender, should be able to use the bathroom that they identify with, and if they need these products, they should have them.
It's all part of a state law. Beginning in the fall of this year, Board of Eds will be required to provide free menstrual products in women's restrooms, all gender restrooms, and in at least one men's restroom for students in grades 3 through 12. The Brookfield superintendent said in a statement, after the installation of the dispenser last week, it was ripped down from the wall. The school will continue to follow the law, which mandates where menstruation products are to be located. The school would not comment further on student discipline. One parent in town who wishes to stay anonymous applauds the high school for taking action and hopes more education regarding the topic will be discussed amongst families.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Yo, pay attention, bro. Look how smart they getting with these
Tell me
apps.
when you see something that makes sound.
We gonna talk.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
This shit getting unreal, bro. I mean, come on now.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use
Y'all hearing this?
AES encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IB.
Dog.
That's right.
We coming to an end, man.
What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
Wow. Let's go talk about this. You You mean to tell me this how far we done came, bruh, with the app game? No, we ain't even talking about what the government really got. This is what the experiment with y'all people. Y'all wake up. Y'all probably like, man, why you doing so many videos on this? Dog, are y'all seeing what the hell they on? Not yet are they putting AI into your brain. We all gonna have one next to us. What is the point of college? You're not smarter than Google. You only as smart at what they put in Google. Bruh, this world is going to an end. The poor and the poor is gonna get dwindled out. It look like the poor is about to go underground, bro. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all right below, but only the rich can survive. Who's gonna work? Who's gonna afford all these robots and AIs? Look at this app, bro. What is the point of people? We're getting to a point where people are just pointless. I mean, really? Look at this. How are you gonna hide? Ain't no hiding. This motherfucker just looked at you and just said, you're right here. So imagine a big boy that's in the sky, the big satellite joint that's in the sky doing that, bro. Come on, man. This ain't no goddamn conspiracy. They don't just do this shit for no reason. This shit is real. Come on. Bro, talk to me, bro. This has gotta stop, man. I can have that app on here while I'm scanning all day with glasses or whatever, and I will never forget anything, because someone will remind me, yo, you forgetting that. We getting to that level, yo. We getting to the level of I can scan a room and it's gonna tell me everything I need to know about that goddamn room. Yeah, this might be 3 roaches over here, my nigga. You might have black mold over here, my dog. See, I can see where technology is good, but I can see where it gets bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't think that technology, to me, really, to be honest, I think technology is the devil. For real. We can't stop this shit. It will be demise of all human beings if we keep believing in this shit, because it's only so far that God will let you go. You're surpassing the laws of physics of reality. You understand me? Some things is meant for us to walk and explore. I don't think we need all these shortcuts. The human brain is all going to depend on the computer after a while. After years and years and years of this going into the play, after a while, we're not going to think. We're just going to be pressing buttons, my boy. This is it. And only the rich will survive. Hood News Radio.
What do you think? Smash the like and drop a comment below.
I want you to know that those who believe in the ancient mystery religion do not have a similar concern. They believe that murder is acceptable if it protects the secret. The Masonic Lodge has 2 layers inside, those who know the secret and those who do not. And that secret layer is concealed inside the Masonic Lodge, in part by the use of a coded language. Once those who study the Masonic Lodge break the code, they can understand a great deal about the Masonic Lodge.
Today, we'll be talking about the invisible society, known as the Black Hand. I want y'all to know that I place myself in a great position of danger when I talk about these grand lodges and these Freemasons. A lot of these guys was masterminds, and they came up with ideas to take over the world. Their main goal was to gain knowledge through experimentation. They would study us, and every time we would take a step ahead in life, we would take 2 steps backwards. This would be your invisible society, also known as the puppet masters. And you would never see these people. They are behind the scene, pulling the strings. The real enemy is not these 6 ether beings. They look just like me. I'm talking about the most powerfulest ones. They have the black hands. Now your invisible society will later be accused of using dark arts and evil science on us. And this will lead to a lot of their members being persecuted. A lot of these people will try to disguise themselves in our community. But they say all skin folk is not kinfolk. We are now fully aware of who these people are, and now they are starting to run underground to avoid detection, to avoid being executed. The invisible society have now fallen. The manipulation and interference is being removed from the planet.
What is superior is as that which is inferior, and what is below is as that which is above, to form the marvels of unity. What that means is that everything the Masons say in public is just the opposite to what is the truth. What is below, you have already heard us say, equals or resembles what is above. What is above equals or resembles what is below.
Well, that's it for today, folks. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment with suggestions of what you would like and videos you would like to see. Until next time, fam,